The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Sunrise podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
And good morning here at 5 a.m. Great to have you with us on this finally Friday morning. I'm Maddie Jansen along with Alex Fisher. We made it.
We finally made it, and it is going to be a beautiful weekend, especially after we saw near triple-digit temperatures on Wednesday, but we've got a beautiful forecast for you this weekend. Kevin Charette in the Pinpoint Weather Center with a look. Good morning, Kev.
Good morning. Yeah, we are looking at a great Friday ahead. Good temperatures, good air quality, so it's a plus for everybody. Let's take you outside right now. We've got a temperature of 60 degrees. Under clear skies right now, light wind out of the north-northeast at 3 miles per hour. And as we take a look at the day here, and what we're going to be seeing is clear skies, so plenty of sunshine, and you can see the temperatures right back into the lower 80s as we progress. 82 degrees by 3 p.m. It is getting to be Mother's Day this weekend, and if you're making plans, 87 degrees on Sunday, so it'll be a warm day with a light breeze out there, so you're going to have a barbecue with them. And as we take you to Tehachapi, we are looking at a temperature back in the upper 40s, west-northwest wind at 9. That is going to pick up as we go throughout the day. The only winds we're seeing right now is out near the Mojave area, but that will expand to all our Kern County mountains, and we have issued a wind advisory until 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. Here's a look at the temperatures, and you can see we will rise into the upper 60s, but throughout the afternoon, expecting breezy to windy conditions as well. We'll talk more weather in just a little bit. For now, back over to you.
Thanks, Kev. In Washington, President Biden is expected to speak about the economy today, reacting to positive news as the nation emerges from the COVID-19 pandemic.
The president is trying to build momentum for his agenda with key meetings on his infrastructure plan set for the days ahead. NBC's Chris Pallone has the story.
Hi there, Alex and Maddie. Rising vaccination rates and falling COVID cases are fueling the nation's economic recovery. The president argues his spending plans are the key to creating new jobs to keep the trend going in the right direction.
Have lead pipes leading.
President Joe Biden taking his case for big infrastructure spending directly to the people.
I'm ready to compromise. What I'm not ready to do, I'm not ready to do nothing. I'm not ready to have another period where America has another infrastructure month and doesn't change a damn thing.
The president speaking Thursday in Louisiana, a state he lost to Donald Trump by 19 points. Still, the president found a willing listener in the Republican mayor of Lake Charles.
I don't care if it's President Trump, President Biden, or President Kanye West. If they are here in Lake Charles and they can help us, I will be there to break bread with them and to try and accomplish some things.
The president banking that his $2.3 trillion bill is popular with Democratic and Republican voters, building support to put pressure on congressional Republicans who've said they're intent on derailing his agenda.
I'm anxious to stop the Biden agenda, depending upon what it is. At the risk of repeating myself, if we want to talk about infrastructure, we're very interested in talking about infrastructure. That amounts to about $600 billion, not $4.1 trillion.
Biden plans to pay for the bill by rolling back the 2017 Trump tax cuts and by closing loopholes, moves Republicans oppose. Still, Democrats, at least publicly, think there's room for agreement.
It's really great that he is continuing to talk with Republicans. I take him at his word when he says he wants to negotiate and wants to find some common ground.
A critical test for a president who ran on being able to bridge partisan divides. The president meets with congressional leaders from both sides of the aisle next week at the White House to see if there's any common ground to be reached between the Democratic and Republican infrastructure bills. In Washington, Chris Pallone, 17 News.
Kern Public Health reported 65 new cases of coronavirus yesterday and 6 new deaths. 1,367 people have died from the virus since the beginning of the pandemic. 16 of those deaths were last month. Meantime, state data shows an uptick in people in the hospital with COVID-19, with 37 people in the hospital with the virus, nearly double from earlier this week. 7 people are in the ICU. Work is still underway on a COVID-19 memorial in Rosedale. American fabrication owner Kevin Russell launched the project, inspired by the loss of his friend Victor Ramos Jr., who died from COVID-19 back in October. Russell is asking the community to send names of anyone who died due to this virus. Just email Michelle Bettis at mjlbettis@gmail.com. So far, they say they've received about 100 names, with more than 70 already engraved on the memorial.
Moderna says early data shows its coronavirus vaccine is highly effective in teens. According to Moderna, an initial analysis from more than 3,200 teens ages 12 to 17 showed an efficacy rate of 96%. The analysis included 12 cases starting 14 days after the first dose. Moderna says the vaccine was generally well tolerated and no serious safety concerns were identified. Moderna says it plans to submit data to the FDA for full approval for adults later this month. And new this morning, Pfizer and BioNTech are asking the FDA for full approval of their coronavirus vaccine. The vaccine was granted an emergency use authorization back in December for use in adults ages 16 and up. However, 6 months of data is required for a biologics license application, which is needed for full approval. The companies say they'll submit the data on a rolling basis over the coming weeks. If granted, it will be the first vaccine to be fully approved in the country. However, a new poll suggests that parents may not be enthusiastic about getting their children vaccinated. Researchers with the Kaiser Family Foundation surveyed over 2,000 adults in mid to late April. 3 in 10 parents of children ages 12 to 15 said they will get their child vaccinated immediately after a vaccine is authorized for them. But 26% will wait to see how it's working. 18% will do it only if their school requires it. Less than a quarter said they definitely will not get them vaccinated.
A reminder, anyone 16 and older can get the COVID-19 vaccine, and starting this month, health officials are opening mobile clinics to help vaccinate people where they live. The mass vaccination site at Cal State University Bakersfield is closing to transition to those mobile clinics. Kaiser Permanente is one of the operators of the site and said the targeted clinics will take vaccines directly to communities. The CSUB vaccination site will continue to accept first dose appointments through May 14th. Bakersfield College nursing students and the Student Health and Wellness Center are teaming up to offer 2 COVID vaccine clinics this week. The first is today at David Nelson Pocket Park. They're offering the Johnson & Johnson vaccine from 1 to 3 p.m. and then tomorrow they're hosting a drive-through clinic on the BC campus. They're giving out the first and second doses of the Moderna vaccine from 10 a.m. till noon. You can sign up for an appointment on the state's website, myturn.ca.gov.
Clinica Sierra Vista is now offering rapid COVID-19 testing and COVID-19 vaccinations. Call 833-278-4584 to make your appointment. But don't delay. Clinica Sierra Vista, putting patients first.
5:07 is your time now. Caltrans is expected to break ground today on the Highway 46 widening project. The Lost Hills oil field is the latest stretch of Highway 46 on the Kern side of the county line that has not been widened and separated by a median. The plan will widen the entire 60-mile portion of 46 between Interstate 5 and Highway 101 from 2 lanes to 4. The widening project comes at $37 million. Caltrans and local partners are holding a press conference at 10 a.m. in Lost Hills to mark the beginning of construction. The city of Tehachapi is bringing back its Adopt a Flag program. It allows businesses, organizations, families, or individuals to sponsor an American flag in downtown Tehachapi. The sponsorship program, known as the Adopt a Flag program, gives Tehachapi and its residents an opportunity to show off their pride and patriotism. The city has about 100 decorative light poles on the street in the area. For $50, you can sponsor a flag from Memorial Day to Labor Day. A personalized decal will also be placed on the decorative light post to display the name of the participating sponsor. Kern Behavioral Health and Recovery Services is partnering with Creative Crossing for the first Art at the Park event to raise awareness for mental health. The art experience will be held at the Bluffs at Panorama Park near Bakersfield College beginning today through Sunday. Community members can walk around the park and view the artwork from sunrise to sunset. The artwork will be made in English and Spanish, and masks will be required.
Looking ahead to next week, the Kern County Sheriff's Office is holding its annual Peace Officer Memorial Ceremony. The ceremony honors members of the Sheriff's Office who have lost their lives while in service. It's happening next Thursday at 10 a.m. at the Sheriff's Office Memorial Monument located at KCSO's headquarters on Norris Road. The ceremony is open to everyone. In recognition of Peace Officer Memorial Week, KCSO says deputies will be wearing black mourning badges or bands over their badges. Flags at KCSO facilities will also be flown at half-staff. And a local tattoo shop is holding a fundraiser for boxers and bullies tomorrow. It's happening at Vintage Ink Tattoo from noon to 9 p.m. Owner Patricia Quinlan says tattoos will start at $20 and go up to $150. Food will be on site as well as tattoo raffles and basket raffles. Quinlan says all proceeds will be donated to Boxers and Bullies, a local rescue organization aimed at stopping backyard breeding.
Check this out. Giant California condors are critically endangered birds, but they seem to be flocking to one woman's home. About 15 to 20 of the giant birds have recently taken a liking to Cinda Mickles' home up in Tehachapi. It's happening at and they have been sharing photos of the rowdy guests on Twitter. The birds have trashed the deck, and the massive birds have left their calling cards, if you want to call them that, everywhere. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service says the house is in historic condor habitat and suggested Mickles try harmless hazing, like shouting and clapping or spraying water at the birds to get them to go away. Just a few hundred of the birds are left in the wild,
All right,
and yet
Maddie, watch out.
Here they are, right there on her deck. Oh, man. I'm glad
Maddie,
they didn't pick my deck.
I was going to say, I know that you enjoy spending time out on your deck. So
I do.
Just watch out. Next time you're taking a nap.
Terrified, right? A condor is just sitting there staring at you.
Not just one.
Yeah, exactly. 15 to 20. Ooh, that'd be scary. It's like the birds. Have you heard the other bird incidents going on around California right now? Back here at 521, making headlines around the nation. The investigation continues this morning into a school shooting that was carried out by a female 6th grade student. The incident happened at Rigby Middle School in Idaho yesterday. Police say the girl walked into the school and pulled out a pistol from her backpack and fired multiple times. 2 students and a school employee were shot. A teacher was able to disarm the student and detain her until police arrived.
We want to especially thank our community. The vast support that we have received is overwhelming, and we are grateful to live in a community that cares about their students, cares about their schools, and are willing to offer that support.
All 3 victims were taken to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. 1 was released and 2 remain in stable condition.
A soldier in training at South Carolina's Fort Jackson is facing multiple charges after carjacking a school bus at gunpoint yesterday. The suspect has been identified as 23-year-old Hoven Colazzo of New Jersey. This video released by the Richland County Sheriff's Department shows the tense situation yesterday morning as the trainee stands in the bus while pointing a rifle at the driver. Later, the suspect takes the wheel, drives to an area where he had the 18 elementary kids, and then the driver got off the bus. He then drives a short distance before abandoning the bus and fleeing on foot. Fort Jackson officials say the trainee's rifle was not loaded. Colazzo faces more than 15 charges, including kidnapping and armed robbery. Meantime, the National Transportation Safety Board is investigating after a plane crashed into a Mississippi home, killing 4 people. Investigators with the NTSB were on scene of the crash in the city of Hattiesburg yesterday. Officials say the plane crashed Tuesday night after taking off from Wichita Falls Regional Airport in Texas. All 3 people on board were killed, along with the home's resident. Officials say it's too early to determine a cause. A preliminary report on the crash is expected to be made public in 15 days.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
Welcome back into your 17 Business Watch. Mother's Day is Sunday, and if you haven't gotten Mom a gift yet, Liz McLaughlin has some last-minute ideas to show her some love.
This Mother's Day, a chance to give thanks to the strong women who've navigated so many challenges over the past year.
Good job locking me out of Mommy's car. Yes.
Tech expert and mother of 2 Bridget Carey says a smartwatch could be a great gift for a mom working from home.
I can step away from my laptop or my phone to be with my kids and not have this worry that I'm going to miss a big phone call or a big email.
And you might think of video games as a gift for the kids, but a portable console like Nintendo Switch can be a great stress buster for mom.
This Pilates wheel comes with the game.
And with games like Ring Fit Adventure, exercise can happen anywhere.
I can just pass it to my kids and make it a fun family activity to work out all in front of the television.
After a year of separation for many families,
be grateful for all the small things, don't take anything for granted.
The pandemic may mean another Mother's Day on Zoom.
Your mom is going to love it.
But you can give mom a better view with a webcam upgrade, such as Anchor's PowerConf C300.
What's cool about this is it will pan as the people in the group move around and be able to zoom and follow you within its field of view.
Whether digital or in person, quality time is the #1 gift moms are asking for.
We missed a lot, huh?
Many this Mother's Day thankful for the gift of a vaccine, making hugs safe again. Liz McLaughlin, NBC News.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.